Hello and welcome to your daily dose of Satoshi's news. Today's date is Monday, the 8th of September 2025. The year BSV comes alive. Branch your threads, expand your mind with treechat.ai or your post put on chain. Right, let's see what we've got today. Just a quick one because it's getting late. I need to get to bed and I've got some more interviews to do tomorrow. But we've got this great article here from Cointelegraph saying Binance dollars replace Venezuela's Bolivia as inflation hits 229%. So they're finding a way. So again, they're using crypto instead of their inflationary fiat currency. Fascinating story. Quite looking forward to reading that. Just got this devastating piece to report on about family farms in America being shut down by these environmental terrorists. We've got some 365 days of Bitcoin history, and then we'll finish with the Venezuela countdown. Right, let's get into it.
Satoshi, like a cowboy in the West, riding on the blockchain that they call the very best. 1 million strong, them transactions flying free. Just wait for the terror node, you'll surely see.
All right, here we go. Let's have a look at this one then. So Binance dollars replace Venezuela's Bolivia as inflation hits 229%. As inflation hits 229%, stable coins like USDT are overtaking Venezuela's Bolivia for everyday payments from groceries to salaries. This is similar to in Africa when they started using text message bundles as payment, because when you were buying mobile phone credits or mobile phone minutes is what it was, the minute doesn't change. The minute was set as 1 minute. You always got a minute. So you needed something that was useful and valuable that they could use as a medium of exchange because their fiat currency was turning to shit. So they started using text message bundles. And now in Bolivia, they're using Binance dollars, which is pegged to the US dollar. Fascinating. And they're using it for everyday payments from groceries to salaries. It's just a shame that Binance is like the world's largest crypto exchange. And it's basically a massive bucket shop, as CSW calls it, because they're just listing shit coins. They were involved in a delist BSV campaign, so literally, like nefarious. But this shows you how versatile the market. People will find things to use, and again, when the moment utility comes on Bitcoin, they will find it, and the cabal know it. They know it. Because dollar goes down, Bitcoin is fixed in supply, it goes up, and it's the most valuable commodity on earth because it allows you access to the most valuable computer network on earth. That's the whole point of it. So they continue, stablecoins like USDT have become the de facto currency for millions of people navigating a crumbling financial system in Venezuela as the country's annual inflation rate surges to 229%. Once limited to crypto-savvy users, Tether USDT, often referred to locally as Binance dollars, is now widely used across Venezuela for everything from groceries and condo fees to salaries and vendor payments. Mauricio de Bartolomeo, who fled Venezuela before co-founding Ledden in 2018, told Cointelegraph, "The Bolivia, Venezuela's national currency, is largely dead in daily commerce. Hyperinflation, strict capital controls, and fractured exchange rate landscape drive a growing preference for stablecoins over cash or local bank transfers." There are currently 3 rates for the US dollar in Venezuela. The official central bank rate is 151.75 bolivias per USDT. The parallel market rate is 231.76, and the USDT rate on Binance is 219.62. USDT's liquidity and reliability make it the most used rate among vendors and consumers. People and companies prefer to price their goods and services in USD and receive payment from the same in USD. Di Bartolomeo said he noted that USDT now functions as both a better dollar and a financial equalizer across social classes. Venezuela ranks 9 in per capita crypto use. According to Chainalysis 2025 Global Crypto Adoption Index, Venezuela ranks 18 globally and 9 when adjusted by population. Stablecoins accounted for 47% of all Venezuelan crypto transactions under $10,000 in 2024, and overall crypto activity rose 110% last year. it's heartbreaking but fascinating. But again, the utility on BSV, you know, hasn't come to fruition just yet. And they're just making, you know, Binance being the world's largest crypto exchange, you would think it's not really gonna go anywhere anytime soon because of how big it is. And so they're just like, right, well, you know, we'll use the dollars on the world's largest crypto exchange. You know, even though it's USDT, they won't be transacting that on Ethereum. I don't know what other network it's on, but it'll probably be on it's Binance dollars. Yeah, Binance dollars that they're using. So it'll be on like the Binance network. So they're not paying the gas fees on Ethereum. But fascinating. So where's Venezuela? What, 18th down here somewhere? Overall index. Venezuela down here. Retail centralized service value received ranking. Centralized service value received ranking. DeFi value received ranking. Institutional centralized service value received ranking. 13th in retail centralized service value receiving ranking. D. Bartolomeo said that even routine expenses like condo fees, security services, and gardening are now quoted and paid in stable coins from small bodegas. I'm guessing that is. From small bodegas to mid-sized businesses, USDT has replaced fiat cash as the settlement method of choice. Large state-controlled entities remain tethered to the Bolivian dollar exchange rate, but most market participants prefer the Binance dollar's efficiency and accessibility. Venezuela's government-imposed capital controls have also led to parallel markets for foreign currency and digital assets. Official USD allocations are reportedly handed to regime-connected firms who resell dollars at parallel rates for profit. Capital controls also create a parallel market for cash and stablecoins, as economic actors refuse to accept the worthless local currency for payment. Di Bartolomeo said, if and when they reluctantly accept it, they rush to trade it into stablecoins or USD. Crypto rises where fiat fails, and again, what might be interesting is that if the fiat currencies start fluctuating amongst each other, now because you can use crypto and particularly BSV, for example, when utility comes on the network, if a particular currency crashes, then there are going to be arbitrage opportunities, which will sort of like bring the supply and demand back level again, which then means that cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin will probably start being listed on the Forex, because those arbitrage opportunities will be created on the foreign exchange, and it will be used in conjunction with it for those opportunities. It's fascinating, really. In countries facing monetary instability and capital controls, crypto adoption is accelerating as people look for alternatives to failing currencies. Venezuela, Argentina, Turkey, and Nigeria follow a similar pattern, with locals turning to stablecoins and soaring inflation. Di Bartolomeo said that after the US enacted its latest batch of sanctions on Venezuela, including its oil sector, some local banks also turned to stablecoins. Oil companies and other industries are also increasingly pivoting to them, he said. Reportedly, a limited number of local banks have started selling USDT to some businesses in exchange for bolivars to avoid restrictions. That's fascinating. Where there's a will, there's a way will be found. As they say in Jurassic Park, life finds a way. Even though I don't believe in those creatures that are in Jurassic Park anymore. Call me a crazy conspiracy theorist. Jeepers, how far have we fallen? Right, let's get on to this then. So this video sounds absolutely heartbreaking. Wall Street Mayor said here, 12 multi-generational dairy and cattle farms in Point Reyes, California are being shut down after settlement with the Natural Conservancy and the National Park Service. a quote here, they've all entered a deal to move out of their ancestral homes and give it all up because these quote unquote environmentalist groups are forcing them out. The 12 ranches are primarily dairy, beef and cattle operations within Point Reyes National Seashore. They are described as multi-generational with family farming and land for decades, some for over a century. I mean, this is heartbreaking. Again, you know, I've only just learned about raw milk and like the benefits that it has, which is why they banned it. Honestly, the raw milk is so good for you. And anything that's good for you. You know, they've banned, they're like, oh no, this has got to be pasteurized. Again, another Rockefeller manufactured load of nonsense. But again, yeah, they don't want people eating beef because of the nutrients. They don't want people drinking raw milk because of the nutrients. You know, it's all scaremongering and all this kind of crap. But have a listen to this.
Today at 10 a.m., Town Hall in Point Reyes, everyone is meeting because of the devastating news that 12 out of 14 multi-generational small family farms out in Point Reyes have forcibly signed a deal to shut down their farms because 3 environmentalist groups have sued the Point Reyes National Seashore, and let's be honest, after a certain point we don't have the funding to fight anymore. And so with a foot on their throat, they have all entered a deal to move out of their ancestors' homes and give it all up because these quote-unquote environmentalist groups are forcing them out. This is a huge concern because this isn't just happening here in Sonoma County and Marin County. This is happening across the United States. But here locally, we all should show up at 10 a.m. if you can, and the media will be there and show your face and let these people know that this is awful. Get out of here. This is so clearly a land grab or part of the vegan movement, and there's so much more behind what's happening. In 10 years, when our food system is strained, we're going to wish that our justice system was able to stand up and say, enough is enough. Get away from our farmers. Leave our food system alone. This is an attack on everyone.
And she's right. It's going on all over the world. It's what's going on to British farmers as well. Yeah, and the government are trying to disguise it. And again, you know, it's all the mainstream banks that are behind it. As Henry Kissinger said, who controls money controls the world. They can manipulate and asset strip the world. You know, there's no environmental terrorist groups that you can't finance. You know, all this shit that's going on in this country right now, it's all religious extremism, heartbreaking. And like, how are ordinary people ever meant to know this? It's literally satanic, literally satanic. I'm not even saying that with any sense of over exaggeration at all. Right, some 365 days of Bitcoin history. It's the 8th of September. On the 8th of September 2014, the FBI's story of finding Silk Road servers sounds a lot like hacking. And this is an article here by Wired magazine. FBI story of finding Silk Road servers sounds a lot like hacking. Yes, indeed it was. Yes, indeed it was. Yeah, right. What an amazing story that was. An amazing story. All right, that's all we've got for 365 days of Bitcoin history, because there wasn't actually really too much going on Bitcoin in September. But anyway, there we go. That is a quick 13-minute show. Oh, actually, I may as well just point this out to you. Yesterday's video has been breaking new records. Like, I shit you not, viewing records on my channel. I could not believe it. Look at this. Look, 1 out of 10. If I refresh this, you'll see sort of like fireworks and all that going off there in a second. Oh, no. Oh, you don't see it. But look, there's ranking by views. 1 out of 10. It's at the top. It's at the top. That is crazy. That is crazy. But we're up to 5,208 subscribers. Loving that. Thank you very much, everybody. Really appreciate that. So there we go. This is the Keller countdown. It's now the 8th of September. We've literally got 10 days. 10 days, and we've been counting down for like 3 months. So much has happened, you know, and as like the BSVA, the BSV Association said, you know, they're being purposely ambiguous. as to what's going to go on, but I'm very much looking forward to this. There's new things happening every day, so remember, hit like, press the subscribe button. You're not going to want to miss all the shenanigans that happens between now and then. It's going to be epic. So until then, be aware, take care, stay safe out there, and we'll see you in the next one.
The king still has one more move.